How are you, my dear students? I hope that you all are keeping well. So, today we are going to discuss about a very important grammar part in your syllabus. It's reported speech. In Sinhala, we say it as Varta Kathanaya. When you are reporting something, we can report it in two ways as direct and indirect. We say it or we introduce it as direct and indirect speech. ඍජු කතනය සහ වක්‍ර කතනය කියන ආකාර දෙකෙන්ම අපිට කිසියම් දෙයක් වාර්තා කිරීම කරන්න පුළුවන්. Direct speech. ඍජු කතනය. Here you report or use the exact words of the speaker. වාක්‍ය ප්‍රකාශ කරන පුද්ගලයා ඉදිරිපත් කරන වචන එහෙම නැත්නම් ප්‍රකාශ කරන වචන ඒ ආකාරයෙන්ම තව කෙනෙකුට ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම ඍජු කතනයේදී සිදු වෙනවා. Here you repeat the exact words of the speaker and you use the same tense. And we use quotation marks to highlight the speaker's words. Now look at the example. Sanu said, I am hungry. Here the speaker's words are mentioned in quotation marks and used the speaker's words, exact words. I haven't done any change. And now look at this example. There are two persons, Meera and Sham. They have met on the way. Meera asks a question. Where are you going? Then Sham gives her his answer. I am going home. These are the real words of those persons. By using direct speech, you can report their ideas. Now look at how I have mentioned them. Meera asked, where are you going? Sham replied, I am going home. Here I have used quotation marks to highlight the speaker's real words. I have not done any change to the words and also to the tense of the speaker. Let's move to the next part, indirect speech. Here you report what the speaker said, but you don't use the speaker's real words. Here you report a speaker's message without using the speaker's words. You convey the message but don't use the speaker's words. වක්‍ර කතනය. මෙහිදී කතා කරන පුද්ගලයාගේ අදහස අපි තව කෙනෙකුට ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමක් කරනවා. නමුත් එයා කියපු වචන ඒ ආකාරයෙන්ම ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. These changes may occur when you turn direct speech into indirect. If not, when you use indirect speech, you have to make these changes. You give the meaning, and when you are giving the meaning, you may change the tense. And we do not use quotation marks. Now look at the given example. Sanu said that she was hungry. Sanu කිව්වා එයාට බඩගිනි කියලා. Here we have not used the quotation marks, but we have given the meaning. And we have used the conjunction that to introduce the speaker's idea. The conjunction that is placed after the reporting verb. What is the reporting verb? The verb said is the reporting verb. After that reporting verb, we have used the conjunction that to join the speaker's idea. Now look at this. Meera asked a question, where are you going? Then Sham replied, I am going home. Here in white color box, I have reported their ideas. Now look at that. Meera asked Sham where he was going. Sham said that he was going home. Now look at the changes that I have done to report the speaker's idea. I haven't used quotation marks, and tense also has been changed. We are going to discuss about that. The changes, what happened or occur when we turn direct speech into indirect speech. Now look at these given examples. Direct speech. Sanu said, I am hungry. Here I have used the speaker's real words. When we are turning it into indirect speech, Sanu said that she was hungry. I have used the conjunction that, and also the tense has been changed. Let's see what are the changes that happen and at what time. When we are turning direct speech into indirect speech, it can be studied mainly under three situations. First one, about statements, and about questions, and about commands or orders. Statements. ප්‍රකාශයක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ප්‍රකාශනයක්. කොහොමද ඍජු ප්‍රකාශයක් වක්‍ර ප්‍රකාශයක් විදිහට ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ. First, we are going to talk about statements. There are some rules or some changes that happens when turning direct speech into indirect speech. Go through the changes or the rules that you have to follow when you are turning direct speech into indirect speech. It is better to pay your attention first for statements. ප්‍රකාශයක් වක්‍රකථනයට හරවද්දී සිදුවන වෙනස් වීම මොනවද කියලා ප්‍රථමයෙන් ඔබේ අවධානය යොමු කරලා අපි ඒ ගැන අධ්‍යයනයක යෙදෙමු. For statements, inverted commas are removed. The clause begins with that. Tense is changed and pronoun is changed. Tense එක වෙනස් වෙනවා කිව්වා, pronoun එක වෙනස් වෙනවා කිව්වා, that කියන joining word එකක් use කරනවා කිව්වා, quotation marks අයින් වෙනවා කිව්වා. Let's see. Changes in tense. When the introductory or reporting verb is in the past tense, the verbs in the direct speech have to be changed into a corresponding past. What is the reporting verb? In the previous sentence, I highlighted, I explained, said. We use the verb said as the reporting verb. If it is in past tense, when you are turning direct into indirect, the tense may change. Reporting verb එක said විදිහට යොදා ගන්නවා නම් tense එක කාලය පවතින කාලයෙන් අතීත කාලයට මාරු වීමක් වෙනස් වීමක් සිද්ධ වෙනවා. Direct speech, indirect speech I have given and I have explained with some examples. Simple present tense turn into simple past tense. In simple present tense we use is, am and are. When reporting the sentence with those words, they become was, were, and verbs become into past form. Go through the example. Dinu said, I am very busy now. In indirect speech, Dinu said that. We have used the word that. And she was very busy then. What has happened to the pronoun I? I can pronoun එක මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? She බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම am was බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. Now කාලය සඳහන් කරන පදයක් වෙනස් වීමකට ලක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. Then බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. Let's discuss about them later. First, here we are going to talk about the changes in tense. Simple present tense becomes simple past tense. And what about the present continuous tense? Present continuous tense become past continuous tense. Is writing become was writing. Are writing become were writing. Look at the examples. Tino said, my brother is reading a book. Tino said that her brother was reading a book. And present perfect tense become past perfect tense. Has passed become had passed. Have become had. Example, he said, I have written a short story. It is in present perfect tense. He said that he had written a short story. What are the changes that has happened? Go through them. Yes. Let's move into the next tense. Simple past tense turn or become into past perfect tense. Example, she said, I wrote a short story. She said that she had written a short story. Simple past tense turn into past perfect tense. And past continuous tense changed into past perfect continuous tense. They said, we were playing cricket. They said that they had been playing cricket. And there are some changes in modal verbs also. If you use we, will, can, may, they will change as will become would, can become could, may become might when you use direct into indirect. Go through the example. Manu said, my uncle will come tomorrow. When you write it in indirect speech, you had write in this way. Manu said that her uncle would come the next day. And if you use these modal verbs, would, should, could, might, used to, must, those verbs are not changed. If you use these verbs in direct speech, you have to use the same words in the indirect speech also. And the tense is not changed if the statement is a general truth. Statement එක ඔබේ ප්‍රකාශනය විශ්ව සාධාරණ සංකල්පයක් නම් ඉර පායනවා හඳ පායනවා මල් පිපෙනවා විශ්ව සාධාරණ සංකල්ප අපිට වෙනස් කරන්න බැරි දේවල්. අන්න ඒ වගේ දෙයක් නම් අපි ටෙන්ස් එක මාරු කරන්නේ නැහැ. රිපෝටින් verb එක past tense වලින් තිබ්බත් ස්පීකර්ගේ අයිඩියා එක වක්‍රකථනයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරද්දී ටෙන්ස් එකේ මාරුවීමක් සිදු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ජෙනරල් ට්‍රූත් එකක් ගැන නම් ඔබ කතා කරන්නේ. Go through the example. He said the earth moves round the sun. He said that the earth moves round the sun. And another special point that you should keep in your mind is the tense is also not changed if the reporting verb is in present tense or present perfect tense or future tense. Reporting verb එක present tense එහෙම නැත්නම් present perfect tense එහෙම නැත්නම් future tense වලින් තිබේ නම් ඔය වක්‍රකථනයට මාරු වෙද්දී tense එක මාරු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Reporting verb එක present tense. Said කියලානේ අපි කලින් use කරේ. Here the present form of said is says. Now go through the examples. He says, I am happy, not said. Reporting verb is in present tense. So, when you are turning such sentences into indirect speech, you do not change the tense, but other changes are occur. She says, I am happy. She says that she is happy. She has said, it's my fault. She has said that it is his fault. He will say, I like it. He will say that he likes it. Please go through it again. If the reporting verb is in present tense, you do not change the tense when you are turning it into indirect speech. And I think you may have noticed that there were some changes when you are turning direct into indirect. There were some changes with pronouns. ඩිරෙක්ට් වල I කියන එක ඉන්ඩිරෙක්ට් වලට හරවද්දී she වුණා, he වුණා, ඒ වගේ my කියන එක his වෙනවා, her වෙනවා, ඒ වගේ pronouns වල වෙනස් වීම සිදු වුණා. ඔයාලට ඒ දේ highlight වෙන්න ඇති. Let's see what are the changes with pronouns. I become he or she, my, his or her, me, him or her. You, I or we. Your, my or our. You as if you use it as object, me or us. We become they, our become their, us become they. Those are the changes that you can see or that you have to study when you are turning a statement into indirect speech. And you may have noticed there were some changes with place and time expressions. Direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech එකේ සඳහන් කාලය හා සඳහන් වන පද, ඒ වගේම ස්ථානය ගැන සඳහන් වන පද වක්‍රකථනයට මාරු වෙද්දී කිසියම් වෙනස් වීමක් සිද්ධ වෙනවා මෙන්න මේ ආකාරයට. Please go through the given list. Now become then. This become that. It is better if you go through the previous examples. You can study it clearly. Please go through the word list. Now then, this, that, these, those, here, there, ago, before, today, that day, tomorrow, the next day, or the following day. Yesterday, the day before, or the previous day. Next day, or next week, the following week, or following day. Last week, the week before, or previous week. Like this, you can, or you have to use the changes. And there are some important verbs to be used in reported speech. Instead of the reported verb said, you can use these words also according to the meaning, according to the idea that you are going to convey or express. ඔයා ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න යන දේ අදහස අනුව අවස්ථාව අනුව ඔයාට ගැළපෙන reporting verb එකක් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Said, says කියන reporting verbs වලට අමතරව මෙන්න මේ reporting verbs use කරන්නත් පුළුවන් ඔයා ප්‍රකාශ කරන දේ අනුව. I think it is better if you go through the previous examples again and again to make it clear. Let's go through some more examples. Look at the first sentence. Tanu says, I like this book. The reporting verb is in present tense. So, when you report such thing into indirect speech or reported speech, we do not change the tense, but other changes may occur. Tanu says that she likes that book. This book has become that book, and I has become she. The changes in pronouns, and we have used the joining or conjunction that. Reporting verb has not been changed. Now look at the second sentence. Tino said, I am reading a book. It is in present continuous tense. When you are reporting it into indirect speech, here the reporting verb is in past tense, so you have to change the tenses also. Tino said that she was reading a book. She said, I have finished the work. Present perfect tense. It becomes to past perfect tense. She said that she had finished the work. Next sentence. He said, I visited my mother yesterday. It is in simple past tense. Past tense become to past perfect tense. He said that he had visited his mother the previous day. In the direct speech sentence, there's a word to mention about the time, yesterday. When you are turning into indirect speech, that word also has been changed. Yesterday has become the previous day. So pay your attention about those changes. Please come into the last example. He said, Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. He said that Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. Here I have not changed the tense of the speaker's idea. ස්පීකර්ගේ අයිඩියා එකේ අදහසේ ටෙන්ස් එක මාරු වෙලා නැහැ. මොකද මේ වගේ සිදුවීම් අපිට වෙනස් කරන්න බැහැ. අතීතයේ සිදුවෙච්ච දෙයක්, ඒ දේ වෙනස් වීමක් වෙන දෙයක්, නොවන දෙයක්. So, we do not change the tense in such situations also. එවැනි අවස්ථාවලදීත් අපි ටෙන්ස් එක මාරු කිරීමක් සිදුවන්නේ නැහැ. So I think you may have got a clear idea about changing the statements from direct speech to indirect speech. You can go through the examples again and again to get a clear idea. Today I am not going to explain about questions or commands or orders. In another session we can discuss about them. First go through them and get a clear idea about that. Okay, that's all about today's session. Thank you. Thank you very much.